welcome back to N's NotebookLM. So today, we're going to tackle a real mystery, a fascinating paradox from the world of running that when you first look at it, just doesn't seem to make any sense. We're going to Japan to get inside their incredible and almost spiritual obsession with the sport.
Okay, so it all kicks off with just one number, 52. Back in 2013, this is how many Japanese men ran a full marathon in under 2 hours and 15 minutes. And just so we're all on the same page, that is an absolutely blistering, world-class pace.
Now, 52, that might not sound like a huge number on its own, right? But wait till you see the context. In that very same year, the United States, with a population more than double Japan's, had only 12. And Great Britain, a big, fat 0. Japan had this insane depth of elite talent that just completely dwarfed Western nations.
So you gotta ask, right? What is going on here? How does one country produce such a sheer volume of top-tier runners, especially when we so often see East African athletes dominating the podiums? It's a real puzzle, and one journalist decided he absolutely had to solve it.
The source for our explainer today is the author Adharanand Finn, and let me tell you, his approach to research was, well, it was pretty extreme. He literally packed up his wife and kids and moved the entire family to Japan for 6 months, all for one single-minded mission. See, he wasn't content to just watch from the sidelines. No, his mission was to get right in there, to actually embed himself with one of Japan's famous corporate running teams. He wanted to live with them, train with them, and really understand this unique culture from the inside out.
And his journey pretty quickly took him to the absolute heart, the epicenter of Japanese running culture. But the fascinating thing is, what he found there wasn't the marathon. It was a totally different kind of race, a national obsession known as the Ekiden. So what is an Ekiden? Well, think of it like a long-distance relay race, but instead of passing a baton, the runners pass a sash called a tsuki. And the name itself is amazing. It comes from the old system of couriers who would run messages between stations, connecting ancient Tokyo and Kyoto. So it's a sport that's literally woven into the fabric of the country's history. And you have to understand, these are not some niche little sporting events we're talking about. No way. These are massive cultural spectacles. I mean, the biggest Ekiden races get television ratings that are right up there with the Super Bowl in the US. They bring the entire country to a halt. Which brings us to the real question, the heart of the matter, why? Why is a team relay race so much more popular than the individual glory of a marathon? To get that, we need to zoom out and look at a foundational piece of Japanese society. It's this idea called wa, and wa is all about group harmony. It's this deep-seated belief that the group, the collective, is always more important than any one person. Your primary job is to sacrifice for the good of the group, whether that's your company, your family, or your running team. There's this amazing story in the book that just nails this idea down perfectly. It's about bees. See, when European honeybees first came to Japan, the native giant hornets just destroyed them. The European bees fought one-on-one and got picked off. But the Japanese honeybees, they had a different plan. They wait for the hornet scout, and then they swarm it, all at once, vibrating their wings together so fast that they literally cook it alive. The whole hive saved. That's the power of the group. And this is why the Ekiden is the perfect sport for Japan. It's not about being the hero. It's about doing your part for the team. In fact, as the author Robert Whiting puts it, the very idea of individualism, well, in Japan, it's basically a bad word. Okay, but this is where we get back to that paradox, right? If this system is so good, so effective at churning out talent, then where are all the Olympic marathon champions? Where are the world record holders?
Well, the answer might be baked right into that philosophy. You know how in the West we have that saying, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, stand out, get noticed? In Japan, a common saying is, the nail that sticks out gets hammered down, a total opposite mindset. The system values harmony, not individual rock stars.
And then you layer on another really powerful idea, doryoku. This is this rock-solid belief in just endless effort, perseverance above everything. This idea is so fundamental that it was actually pulled as the nation's favorite word. Think about that for a second. But, and this is a big but, this incredible drive can have a real dark side. All that pressure, all that relentless training, especially from a young age, it can lead to burnout. It can break runners down. Even a Kenyan runner training there pointed it out. the same system that builds them up can also burn them out way too early.
So, after all this, what's the big takeaway? What can we learn from this really intense, really complex, and powerful system?
Well, the Japanese way of the runner, it's just this incredible lesson in the power of the group over the individual. It shows you how having a sense of responsibility to others can push you to amazing places. But it's also a warning, right? A cautionary tale about the high price of perfection. The whole thing is deeply connected to Bushido, the old samurai code of honor, loyalty, and courage for the group.
And that's what it leaves us with, really. A question to think about. In a culture that's so often focused on individual stars and personal brands, what's the real power and what are the hidden dangers of running for something bigger than just yourself?
If this topic has captured your interest and you'd like to dive deeper, the book is called The Way of the Runner by Adharanand Finn.